Now I'd like to give you some instruction in the next dimension of meditation, which is walking meditation practice. Every major spiritual tradition has a movement practice. If you're in China, it might be Tai Chi or Qigong. If you're in Japan, there are different martial arts that are used along with Zen practice, but there's also Kinhin, there's a Zen walking practice. If you're in a Christian contemplative monastery, there's a prayerful kind of walking that's done. If you're in the yogic tradition, you would learn the yoga asanas and so forth. It's a way of integrating this quality of mindfulness or loving awareness into movement, so you're not just learning how to be mindful and aware when your eyes are closed, but how to move through the world and bring the same quality of a balanced and caring attention. So within this tradition, the simple practice of mindful movement is a walking meditation practice. And what you'll do for this period of time when we begin is to go out and find a place where you can walk back and forth that's maybe 20 or 30 steps in length, and begin by simply standing there and bringing your attention to your body, and then start to pay attention to your steps instead of your breath. So instead of focusing on the breath as a way to bring body and mind together, it will be to feel each step mindfully and use that to stay present. And again, as you feel each step, you'll also notice the thoughts or the sounds or movements of things around you, but it will be a way of centering yourself and staying present as you walk. Let me demonstrate a little bit for you as I talk about it. So you'll find a place outside or indoors, wherever you like, and first just begin by standing still and open your senses to notice, if you're outdoors, the sky, the breeze touching your cheeks, the scent of the bay trees or the grasses around you. So you open your senses. If you're indoors, you can open your senses in the same way. And after you feel oriented in the world in that way, then drop your attention down to your legs and feet and feel the weight of your body, the pressure. Feel yourself standing on the earth and relax with that simple presence, and put your hands in a comfortable way, either in front of you or behind you. And now, paying attention to your feet and your legs, begin to mindfully walk, taking steps, probably starting slowly because it helps to pay attention, but then you can vary your speed at whatever pace keeps you most present. Sometimes if you're really sleepy, it helps to walk back and forth more quickly, or if the mind is scattered. But begin more slowly and be aware of lifting your foot up and then putting it down, lifting and placing, lifting and placing, feeling the foot and leg that's coming off the ground, and then as you step, feeling the contact with the earth, lifting and placing, lifting, placing. And you walk mindfully, eyes open, but it's a little bit downcast so you're not looking around. And you take a pause and you notice that, okay. Center yourself, and then you begin again, lifting. It's just like with the breath, you come back, lifting and placing, and you go 20, 30 steps, and then you stop. Center yourself, quiet, peaceful, and then lifting and placing, and you turn around and go back the other way. Turn around, center yourself, and then mindfully walk the other direction. Now, people will say, why are we walking back and forth? How about a little nature hike or something like that? The idea in this of walking back and forth is that it's a contemplative practice, and not kind of looking around at all the trees and the people and birds or whatever it is. And even the most ambitious meditator gets the point after a while that you're not going anywhere. You get to the end and you turn around and you go back the other way. So the point isn't to get to the end of a journey. That's not what meditation is. But it's rather to be right where you are. As you walk, there'll be background thoughts or things that, go by. Just let them be in the background. But once in a while, maybe a deer will run out of the trees. Stop then if you're looking. And give your attention to that. Feel the excitement of seeing it. Settle yourself. Again, begin to walk. Or it may be that you're walking along mindfully and you start to think about that, meditation. I like walking better than sitting. I understand instead of a day that they have, or classes, that they have longer retreats, Maybe I should do that. That would work better for me. I could go to one of those 10-day retreats. But then, gosh, that much money, I could fly to Thailand, right? And pretty soon, you've sold your business and ended your relationship, and you're living on a sailboat in Koh Samui. You're walking back and forth, and you go, oh yeah, right, meditating. And you stop. I'm not in Thailand. I'm here. So when you have a big thought train like that, and you notice it, just stop again. You can pause lots of times. Yes, just where I am. Lifting and placing and feeling each step. And the idea is this. In the Christian contemplative tradition, again, there was a young novice who went to the novice master and said, would it be all right when I go out in the garden to meditate? Would it be all right to have a smoke? And the master said, absolutely not. When you go meditate and do your walking practice or whatever, just meditate. And he was out there a couple days later, and there was another young novice puffing away on a cigarette. It was back in the days when that was more fashionable. And he walked up to him, as young men do, and said, hey, dude, the master said you're not supposed to do that. And the second one said, oh, no, he told me it was fine. He got upset. He said, no, I asked him explicitly, if I go out to meditate, would it be all right to smoke? And he said, absolutely not. And the second novice said, well, I went to Master, and I said, Master, when I go out for a smoke, would it be all right to meditate? And he said, naturally, So the idea is to carry the same spirit of mindfulness now. Let yourself stand up and go out